What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Destroy coming at you with our Wednesday video going over running backs. A little change I'm going to make to the weekly videos. So someone suggested that I do a pick or something like that. Go over other positions. So basically, what I'm going to do is every day we're going to update it. We're going to put in new positions. We're going to go on a salary base, kind of make it so that by the end of Saturday we have all the positions filled out and see where it goes from there. We'll see if it works out, see if it doesn't. So yeah, let's get right into it. Talk about our most expensive running back by $2,300, Christian McCaffrey, playing against the New Orleans Saints. Now, granted, New Orleans Saints have only allowed 3 rushing touchdowns, have allowed the least amount of rushing yards to running backs this season. And Christian McCaffrey's playing them. Christian McCaffrey's going to be away, but the thing is, the thing that's been pretty just out there is Christian McCaffrey runs against whoever he wants to. He's had one bad game all season. That was against Tampa Bay. That was it. Look at his numbers, no matter what the price. Consistent numbers all year. He is the vocal point of that offense, of saying it's my offense. I'm going to do whatever I want. Saints have a good defense. Granted, the next running back is $2,300 cheaper, and they're going against the same matchup. So what I'm going to say is, Christian McCaffrey, a good play. I'm not going to take him, though, for my cash line. At least for right now, it's just so expensive, and I like a lot more matchups here. A lot more. The 2 matchups I like straight right off the bat is Kamara against the Panthers. Granted, Kamara hasn't been as consistent this year as he was last year, but he's also only had one bad game. Bad I consider under 10 points. Everything above 10, I think you're at least contributing a little bit. It's just depending on the price. He's back up to $8,200 playing in this matchup, which should be competitive. 2 offenses that can score. New Orleans defense is just better than Carolina's, but I really do like Kamara here. He's someone I would play in cash, but I think one running back that we're just going to put up there just right now is going to be Nick Chubb. We're going to add Nick Chubb to the lineup. He's $81. So right now we have Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb against Miami. The reason I like it is just Baker Mayfield's cheap, $5,900. Nick Chubb is expensive, I guess, $8,100. But he's playing Miami. The only thing that might, pull you away from him is Kareem Hunt being added to the mix. But I mean, it's Nick Chubb. Look at his attempts. Just look consistently at 20 plus. He's had a few weeks under, but at least 15. So for right now, I'm going to add him. James Conner, even if he does play, I don't like his price against Cincinnati, especially with Jamie Samuels right below him. Saquon against Chicago, same thing. Chicago does have a lot worse rush defense than they did last year when they played the Giants, but the Giants team has only gotten worse. And they're going to be on the road. And Chicago has had a pretty decent run defense, but with Saquon banged up just a little, just doesn't make it that much interesting for me. Ezekiel Elliott against the Patriots, no. Sorry. Zeke's a great running back. He's going to get some production, but $7,500, I just don't like the price and the matchup there. Granted, his price is lower than it's ever been, but still, they're playing against New England. Josh Jacobs against the Jets. I mean, they allow a decent amount of touchdowns, but they don't allow a lot of yards. Josh Jacobs is someone that we've seen not go off some games. We've seen 1, 2, 3 games with 10 or less. And they're on the road against the Jets. Like I said, the Jets always have potential, and this is just a game where I honestly seen the Jets win. Leonard Fournette against the Titans. Yeah. I mean, They don't allow a lot of touchdowns to running backs, but they allow a decent amount of yardage. The only thing is, you look at his touchdowns, one. That's what I don't like here. Granted, the game where he got 225 yards, right there, he only got 29.5 points, and this has been the cheapest he's been in a while. But it's Tennessee's just, they don't give up touchdowns. Touchdowns is what gives players that bump up. I just can't like it against Tennessee's pass defense to running backs, I guess. Pass defense and pretty decent red zone defense. Jalen Samuels, nah. If Connor plays, no, not a chance. If he doesn't, maybe interest. Maybe interest. Cincinnati, we all know, has one of the worst rush defenses in football. Um, Statistically and not statistically, it's just they're just so terrible. They're so hurt. The offense, if they have AJ Green, might make a difference, but we seen what happened last time they played. Derrick Henry playing against Jacksonville. Now I like Derrick Henry against Jacksonville a lot more than I like Leonard Fournette against Tennessee. The reason being is Derrick Henry just gets that. He gets those rushing attempts. We've seen him 4 games over 20, which is kind of good for, I'd like to say, a terrible offense. But their offense hasn't played too bad. We saw what happened last time we played. 11.6 points, 17 rushes, but they were down for most of that game, and Jalen Ramsey shut down that offense. So, different story this time. Chris Carson against Philly. I don't like it. Philly's rush defense has been really, really good. And Chris Carson's another running back where we've just seen him have bad games in bad matchups. So, don't really like him there. Le'Veon Bell against Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders, pretty average defense, rush defense. The Jets' offense has just been all over the place. Granted, this is the cheapest he's been since Sam Darnold has come back. But, you know, I'll put him for a yes, that I would take him in cash. But he's not one of my running backs I really want to get to in cash, if that makes sense. So he's a yes, but if there's other options, go with the other option. Latavius Murray, no. Just no. I mean, you can look and see these two numbers right here. That's a no. After Murray, Joe Mixon against Pittsburgh, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. Kareem Hunt, 5,600 against Miami. You're taking a really big risk for going Kareem Hunt here. Granted, you look at his receptions. He's had 13 receptions in 2 games, 10 rushing attempts in 2 games. Hasn't found the end zone yet. Has potential to find the end zone. We've seen Pollard against Miami get more points than Zeke, and Zeke had more opportunities than him. But you just take a risk of how Cleveland's offense, for some reason, in this game doesn't play good. You probably won't see Kareem Hunt try to be the guy they go to. They're going to go with a lot of Nick Chubb, just try to run it at him. David Montgomery this week playing against the Giants. I think he has a fairly good price, 5,500. Giants allow a lot of rushing yards, and without Trubisky, I'm going to assume they're going to be without Trubisky this week. I could see him get a lot of carries, and we've seen what happened when he gets a lot of carries in competitive games, which this one should be. So I'm really okay with playing David Montgomery here. He's got a really good price and a fairly good matchup. Devin Singletary against the Broncos. Devin Singletary, I've been a huge fan of Devin Singletary. I don't know why. He's just a player who's just so inconsistent. I mean, you look at his average yards per rush, and it's really crazy. But the man has only had 3 touchdowns, and Denver's defense is just really, really good. I just don't want to take that risk on him to have one of his explosive games. I'm staying away from every New England running back this week. If you do go New England running back, go James White, but I'd advise to stay away from him. Philip Lindsay here, honestly, not that bad. Granted, he shares the time with Freeman a lot, but I mean, you look at Royce Freeman here. You look what he's done lately, and it's kind of shaky. Lindsay has an okay price. I think if you need to go with a 5K running back here, or mid to low 5K, I'll say that. Mid to low 5K, first I would target Montgomery and then Philip Lindsay. Those would be the two 5K running backs that I am going to target this week. Miles Sanders against Seattle, not really interested there. Brian Hill against Tampa Bay, not interested at all. Had a terrible game, and they're playing against a really good rush defense here. Tariq Cohen, his production lately has been better. Last 2 weeks, it seems like they want to get Tariq Cohen back included in the offense, which is nice, but I feel like they're just going to go David Montgomery. Like I said, I'd go David Montgomery with rather than Tariq Cohen this week. So one guy I think I want to add is my boy Darius Geis. You look what he did last week, 13.9 points, got a reception touchdown. He got 2 receptions for 45 yards, which really, made him somewhat playable. He's playing against Detroit this week. This is going to be the second time that Dwayne Haskins gets David Geis. So I think their chemistry just builds. So I'm going to add him to the lineup. And that's going to be my 2 running backs for the week, guys. Anybody other, you could maybe put Ballage here. Had an okay week for paying $4,300. Did the 3 times value. You could go Detroit running back. It's just who's going to get it. Is it going to be McKissick? Is it going to be Bo Scarborough? You don't know. Adrian Peterson. No, I think they're going to go full board on Geis. So other than that, everyone pretty much is just a toss up, unless you're going off of injury. So these are my 2 running backs I'm going to take this week. Like I said, we'll see how it goes through the rest of the week and see what we got to do. But Nick Chubb and Geis are the running backs. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more content and follow us on Twitter at Astrodfs.